If you know Rock On for anything, it's the completely insane opening text scroll. So rather than make you wait for it, here I go, trying to keep pace with it. Dearly beloved, other time, other space. People live in a damn boring routine, although the world is so peaceful. Of course, some of them think they gotta get out of their life and dreaming about getting a big fortune. To realize their dream, there's only one way left in the world. Needless to say, it's somehow to find the mysterious fortune hidden by the ancient people. Plus, it's the name who we call the fortune hunters. Now they're about to start a historic journey that no one could come back alive from. That is to get the fight. It's called legend by people, but except the one person, no one in the world can make it real. Who's got to be billionaire and radical physically and mentally. Yes, you are the one. Now the whole world is watching you and looking for your success. Now let's go for it. Okay, managed to get all of that out before it scrolled off the screen. Finally, the intro sequence that comes up when you press start on the title screen has text that goes by almost as fast. The title, Rock On, seems to be an error. Based on text in the game, it's almost definitely supposed to be Lock On. It's attention to detail like that, which means that Rock On is the second and final game by Big Club. Rock On is a shoot-'em-up, and it's one of the roughest looking and playing shoot-'em-ups that you're going to find. On the plus side, it's only 4 stages long. On the downside, there are no continues, the game is painfully unfair, and if you lose a life, it is very unlikely for you to recover. Button 1 fires your main gun, which is always a straight-ahead bullet, while Button 2 fires your secondary weapon. Rock On is a game with a lot of secondary weapons. You'll encounter situations where pretty much every enemy drops one, and a lot of them are actually really bad to use. Unfortunately, you can carry 3 secondary weapons at once, and cycle through those by pressing start. You press select to pause in this game. The power-ups that drop from enemies are always consistent, so it is theoretically possible for you to learn a route through the game. I'm not going to cover all 18 things you can get, but here's the highlights. Speed up is exactly what it says. Initially, you're too slow to be able to dodge things. Of course, that means when you revive after dying, that it's very likely for you to be placed into impossible situations where you just don't have enough speed to avoid danger. Collecting 1 speed up is still a little bit on the slow side, collecting 2 is a little bit too fast, and collecting 3 is out of control and you won't be able to effectively dodge anything. There are no speed downs, and speed up is the most common power-up in the game. So you're going to spend a lot of time avoiding going faster. There are several power-ups dedicated to giving you more bullets, a spread, shots that go up and down, a tail gun, and the most helpful option, an 8-way shot. The 8-way shot is easily the best weapon in the game. Rock On is a game where they like throwing lots of things at you from weird angles, spots where you can't really shoot what's shooting back at you, and the 8-way is usually enough to cover those situations. There are a few varieties of missiles that make a large explosion when they detonate. These are less useful than they seem, but not as useless as the flamethrowers, which come in a front or rear variety. And any special effect from the flamethrower doesn't matter. But the absolute worst weapon of all, the one you never want to collect or use, is the fireball. Triggering it will enclose your ship in flames and rush forward very quickly. However, the flames don't stop bullets, you can't steer yourself particularly well, and as soon as the effect goes away, you're at the front edge of the screen and things will just appear on top of you. And of course, you can still collide with terrain and die when you're in fireball mode. Using this weapon will kill you. There's also a few weapons that go away as soon as you use them, like the lock-on missile. These just blow up one thing and then you're done. There's one more pickup that you'll desperately want to avoid, and that's the infinity symbol, because collecting that restarts the stage. I guess you could play in a loop forever if you really wanted to, but why would you want to play this game forever? It does have a use on the 3rd stage, which is a set of branching paths where you need to locate and collect 3 jewels in order to get the best ending. So there, you'll need to warp back to the start of the stage, and then go down other paths to collect the other jewels. You might have noticed while I was playing that the screen can scroll freely up and down, at least on stage 1, but if you do start scrolling up and down, you won't be able to see what's going to hit you until it's too late. And then there's the boss, or at least this first boss. If you played a certain other shoot-'em-up on the PC Engine, then it might look very familiar to you. But the gist of it is that you'll have to fly around this large spaceship, destroying all of its components in turn. Now, there are a few problems with this. First, if you don't have a vertically aiming shot, then you can't destroy the cannons that shoot at you. Oh, there will be a little explosion, and they might even look like they're wrecked, but the cannons aren't actually destroyed, and so they'll keep firing at you. Similarly, the big main gun for the ship can somehow fire backwards into the ship. Yeah, that's probably not good. Now let's say that you actually can destroy pieces of it, and you fly around the ship. Unless you do things amazingly well, you're not going to get it on the first pass. But you will get 95% of it on the first pass. And so after that, you'll have to sit there for roughly a minute and a half as nothing shoots at you and the ship slowly floats by. It's the kind of thing that'll make you collide with the battleship just out of boredom. Of course, if you get destroyed in this process, because your force field runs out of time, or the ship scrolls a little bit awkwardly when you weren't expecting it, or the last hard point spawns right on top of you, then you don't have enough speed to avoid the shots, and you don't have a weapon that can disable the guns. It took me 38 minutes of my recording session before I managed to beat this first boss. As I mentioned, Rock On is a game that doesn't have continues. However, there is a level select cheat code. When the opening cutscene starts, press left, down, right, up, 1, 2, and then when you press run again, you can choose where you'll go. Even in Japan, Rock On doesn't get any attention. It doesn't even have a real following among the Kusoge fans. I guess the question for me becomes, is Rock On the worst shoot 'em up on the PC Engine? And no, I'd play this before I'd play Deep Blue again. But it is aggressively mediocre, it feels half-finished, it's got plenty of bugs, the enemies aren't any fun, and the power-up system is a complete mess. Rock On is a bad game, but it's bad in a way that's aggressively mediocre. The only thing that really stands out about it is that starting text crawl.